you will be speaking to Sanjeev Bikhchandani, really embodies this, right? The ability to pick out winners where no one saw them. And Zomato is the most celebrated example, but there are many more.
There are many more. There is, of course, PB FinTech in that sense. So that's the other listed one which is there. But also the conviction. I mean, my simple memory is his conversation with us and Pankaj Murarka, wherein Zomato, or Eternal as it's now called, traded at 40 and nobody believed that, oh, kuch hoga. And then he brought out conviction and saying that, you know, this is how the landscape would look like. And it's starting to shape up that way.
Yeah, father to some fantastic startups. And continues to do that. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. Let me bring on board Executive Vice Chairman, founder of Info Edge, Sanjeev Bikhchandani. So absolute pleasure having you here today and speaking with you. I want to start off with the theme of Viksit Bharat. We're looking at another 22 years in terms of a target to become Viksit. What does India Inc. need to enable this to actually happen? What does the startup ecosystem need, and what does India Inc. need?
I think not just the startups, for all industry, for all, including SMEs, for the common citizen, I think the need of the hour is deregulation. And I'm delighted that the government has set up a deregulation commission. It was announced in the budget earlier this year. I do hope, it has a sweeping mandate. I do hope the state's governments play ball. And I do hope deregulation is done with earnestness and is done with depth and intensity. Because I think deregulation alone, removal of Inspector Raj alone, can give us 2% additional growth. And if we want to get to Viksit Bharat by 2047, we need to be growing at 9-10%. So deregulation alone can lift growth from 6.5% to 8.5% in my view. So this is a very important agenda. At the same time, what you want to be done to get to Viksit Bharat by 2047, by the time India is 100 years since independence, I think is a big focus on education. Right? The right kind of education, the right quality of education for large numbers of people. I think India has done a great job of higher education institutions, whether it's engineering colleges or it's management schools or others. And it is the products of these higher education institutions that went on to form India's 300 million, 400 million strong middle class, which essentially is the talent pool which drives a lot of India's growth. Now, but there are 800 million more who don't have access to that education and who are poor. So if you can open the ladder of opportunity to those 800 million people by massively scaling up quality education at the school level and then at the college level with relevant knowledge and skills, I think it'll make a huge difference to this country. Then, of course, there is investment in infrastructure, hard infrastructure. The government is doing a good job of it. It needs to continue. I think in digital India, I think the digitization of India has proved to be a great lubricant and catalyst. And that is something which will be leveraged even more. I think 900 million smartphones is good. I think the kind of digital public infrastructure we have got is excellent. We need to do more of it. So you do all of this, and then of course there's whole move towards technology and investing in deep tech and AI. I think India can leapfrog and become a technology nation. We have the manpower. We have enough organizations and companies. We have government organizations and government departments that are doing a good job. So we need to have this massive move towards deep tech.
So you've given us a great vision. Let's go granular. For the millennial, for the Gen Z entrepreneur, where are the largest opportunities going to come from over the next decade?
A country of 1.4 billion people, and the country the geographically size and diversity of India, there are opportunities everywhere. It's not one or two sectors. It's every sector, every geography, everywhere there are opportunities. You just have to be the right kind of person to spot them, to take action on them, and then do something about them. So but what we are seeing is AI is going everywhere. I think that is pretty clear. We are now seeing the emergence of genuine deep tech innovation in India. I think that is momentum that needs to be capitalized upon and back. We are seeing risk capital, Indian coming in. I mean, it has come in already, but we need more and more of it. Venture capital, a lot of it is overseas, but now we are seeing, risk capital coming in from India. I think the government of India in 2016 set up the fund of funds for startups. That was a big move, 10,000 crores, and the Indian VC industry got a shot in the arm. The government has sanctioned another 10,000 crores, and that is going to give it further boost. In addition, the money that will come back from the earlier VC funds from the fund of funds one, that will be replowed back into. So I think many good things are happening. We have to make sure that we don't do the wrong things and keep on doing the right things.
Okay, so with regard to the large human capital that needs some harnessing, what's the impact of AI going to be on them, on the skill development topic or subject? And is it a private sector opportunity or more a government-driven opportunity?
I think the government will set the framework. It will set the regulation. The government fund of funds for startups will actually back some of these other VC funds that will go on to invest in AI startups. I think some of the infrastructure, right, where you're trying to build your own LLMs in India, some of that will need to be backed by the government. So just as, UPI was created by the government, but now everybody's using it. And there are private organizations that have come up on UPI. AI will be roughly similar.
Right, sir. So risks, and there are plenty of them. One is global geopolitical landscape, that's fast changing. Human capital, we just spoke about that a bit. How should India adapt to some of these risks in this world?
We start off with some overall framework of policies, but ultimately it's the micro that matters. Every company has to adapt, has to, find its way, figure it out. Okay. And as far as tariffs are concerned, look, I think it's temporary. There will be an agreement. It may take a month, it may take 6 months. I do not know. But there will be an agreement. It'll hopefully be a fair agreement. But because India is way too important globally and to America for the US to afford India turning not so not so friendly to the US, right? Especially given the geopolitical situation with China that the US is facing. This is just one president. Presidents will come, presidents will go. Countries go on, hopefully forever.
Okay, so thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking to you today and wishing you and the entire team a very, very happy Independence Day. On that note, great insights coming in, as always is when you're speaking to Mr. Bikhchandani.